Hi, everybody. Welcome back and happy Monday. All right, guys. So finally, Jason and I are feeling so much better. Amazing. I feel like we're back to our normal selves. We just had a great little morning, and it kind of seems like the news is rolling in a little bit slow today. Mondays and Fridays are always like that. But hot, messy topics. We have so many crazy topics from the weekend. So if you guys are in the live chat, then hey, welcome. Smash the like button, show some love. I posted and pinned in the live chat. If you have a question, just literally put it in there with a capital Q, and then we will get to it as we go through our different topics. But yeah, if you're not subscribed, get subscribed. Happy Monday, and let's welcome Jason. Hello.
Happy Monday. What a great
Happy
weekend.
Monday. My gosh. And like I just saw this. It's the first day of fall.
It is.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
I'm waiting for it to feel like
happy
fall.
birthday to Tara in the live chat as well.
Yeah, hi Tara. Happy birthday. Guys, I already saw where you posted a couple questions, so just to kind of kick us off, Judy Goldfarb said, "Are you going to Bluestone Manor this year?" I mean, as long if we're invited and Dorinda is doing something and she wants us to be there, then yes, we will absolutely be there. Always. I will drop everything for Dorinda. Toaster JB said, "Do you know about the housewives swap next month?" Yeah, honestly, it surprisingly looked good. It's my birthday.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I think it does, because I thought the housewives were going to be switching with each other, but they're switching with normal people. So I think it'll definitely be different for sure.
For sure. Give it a chance for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Who do you, Jason and Adam, each think that they should replace on Miami? Oh, we'll get to that, you guys.
We'll get into that for sure.
We'll get into that. We have a lot of Miami things to address today, but I think I know where I want to start.
That's a first, because we get on here and we never know where we want to start. I want to start by saying hit that like button, guys. It helps us out so much. There's already 150 in the room. If you guys haven't been upandadamlive.com, check out the articles being written there. We have a great team of writers. You can comment if you want, but if you just want to go peruse and browse, we have peruse. Ooh. We have some great writers who have a lot of behind the scenes knowledge of production and what's happening. So there's always little, like, what do they call them? What is it? Easter eggs? There's all kinds in there. Yeah. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So go check it out if you haven't done so already. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And
honestly, too, it's like the opinions. Sometimes I'll read what the writers are putting on there, and I'm like, Jesus, like, what is going on? It's good for me. I just enjoy it, because I'm like, you can't get mad at me for it. I'm not the one who wrote it. Because
hey, you know that's true. That's true. But you know, one in particular, Tyler really gets me. And then also Joanne just posted her recap of the Real Housewives of London, which I believe is on like episode 6 or 5 right now.
I know I have to catch up on the last 2.
So do I.
Yeah. All right. So guys, over the weekend, we heard that there might be a potential lawsuit coming out of the Real Housewives of Orange County. I knew this one was coming, not because anybody told me. I just kind of figured. When we watched last week's episode and Gretchen Rossi decided to name a boy band member, who we found out who this member was, but name a boy band member and say so definitively that Teresa had this affair, I was like, Tamra had this affair. I was like, oh shit, no, this isn't going to be good. Only because you have to be so careful when you're so definitive about it. You know, like, it wasn't, well, I heard and I think this happened. It was like, no, Tamra's out here like a cheating little minx. That's how it was presented. So of course you're going to piss her off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I always hate when housewives get to this point of lawsuits. You know what I mean? I do want to backtrack, though, just a second, because I did tell you a couple hot messies ago when we were talking about the whole Katie Janela situation and everything with the bloggers and Sheena and Gretchen. I did say that the final game here for Slade, especially, and Gretchen is a Tamra takedown. And I'm telling you, that's what we're seeing an attempt of right now.
Right. Well, and also, too, no offense, like, I feel like at the end of the day, Theo, I feel like at the end of the day, I think that it's like one of those things where you try to take down the biggest player on the show. And she came in anyways. She made the mistake that I said at the very beginning of the Real Housewives of Orange County. Alexis Bellino came in as a mouthpiece for John Jansen to fight his battles. And she was used as like the person who was on the front ends. And he was like the general behind the lines who got to just like send her out to battle. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on with Gretchen. I feel like Slade, as an opinion, like watching the show, I feel like Slade absolutely cannot stand Tamra, clearly. And
obviously
going in on the front lines in order to fight the battle for the family instead of actually making organic and real friendships and doing the show and playing the game right where you would have potential longevity. You're literally just getting yourself kicked off the show.
I know. It's just too much. It's too much. Yeah. And like I said last time, I think Slade just he just wants to be a housewife so bad, like even more than Sheena at this point, that I just think they're willing to do anything. But, you know, there are a couple of questions in the live chat too. It's like, does this stop Gretchen from coming back next season? Like what is going on here? OC has just been like a shit show this season. It's been wild. It's been weird. It's been exhausting. I feel like the storylines have been all over the place with the blogger situation. And it's just really weird. Really weird.
Well, I mean,
in my opinion,
I don't know the rules behind. See, Tamra was the one who said that she has a meeting with her attorney on Monday, I believe, which today is Monday. I don't know what the rules are because I thought it was in their contracts where they were not allowed to technically sue each other. I thought that they weren't allowed to get litigious. So I do wonder, you know, but when people say, okay, well, I don't think that Tamra would do that because she needs the show. Here's the other thing. The last time that Tamra got fired from the show, she tried to go back into real estate. She kind of switched things up. She's not in that same position anymore with Two T's in a Pod and the way that they've branched out with all of the other podcasts under that umbrella and how they do with iHeart. And then on top of that, she has Vina CBD. So there's not, in my opinion, I don't think like she could walk away from the show at this point. She makes enough money. She's not in the same position. And
you know what I always say though, is with these ladies, especially, it's not just about money. You know, I mean, this is why they do the show, right? It's about attention. It's about putting yourself on a platform. It really is about attention. It's just what people love. And so even though she has other things going on, even though she had other things going on, she was still happy to take back this orange. So it would be a shame to see her go anywhere right now, especially with our 20th season of Orange County coming back next year. Yeah, it's just weird. I feel like the producers tried to bring in Alexis last season to do like a Shannon thing, and then producers are bringing Gretchen in with all this shit this season to kind of do a Tamra takedown. And I don't know. It gets a little too volatile. That's why, like, watching the Real Housewives of London or some of the housewives, let's say that Hey You does. Yeah. And the only difference is, and I'm not blaming Andy for any of it at all. I'm just saying that he's not an executive producer on those shows. It's a little less volatile. You know, it's just a little less like, yeah, of course, there's that cotton candy drama and the little back and forth, but there's no like, I'm going to take you down. I'm going to sue you, find you in court, and you're going to jail. That doesn't happen everywhere.
No, I think it is a little bit different. And Tara Leitner said, do you think that Slade has ruined Gretchen's chances to come back next season? I personally think she's out. I do think that this has put a huge wrench into because I think if Tamra gives an ultimatum, if she were to actually give an ultimatum, like it's me or Gretchen, they're going to choose Tamra. Just like they said last season, which we don't know. We weren't a part of these conversations. We weren't on these phone calls. We're not sitting at the round table. But they said last season that Shannon Bedore gave an ultimatum saying it's me or Alexis Bellino. And if in fact that's true, look who's not on the show. It's Alexis Bellino, you know?
And I hate ultimatums. We've talked about this so many times. We don't like the ultimatums, but you know, the thing with Alexis Bellino last season, like you just said, she came with a friend of John Jansen. Now we have a new friend of Slade Smiley. And it's like, okay, if you're going to bring someone new on or bring someone back, just bring them back. Don't bring their helper. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we don't need you, Elf. We just need Santa. You know what I mean? We don't need the help.
Okay. Then Tamra also posted this, by the way, you guys. Let me just take down the thing at the bottom. Tamra reposted. Tamra Judge is threatening to quit OC after Gretchen Rossi claimed she had an affair with boy band singer. She said, "This is not true." As Candy once said, "The lies, the lies, the lies." So she is letting everybody know that she is not threatening to quit the show over Gretchen, which makes me happy. I would way rather have her not threaten to quit the show. The reports that were coming out all weekend were that she would, based off of a source that's close to her. And even when I covered that whole conversation, I was like, I really, truly hope this is not true, especially because there's been so many other things and storylines that they've had to deal with that have been 10 times more rough. And I don't think that she would give Gretchen the satisfaction. But if she ends up getting litigious with them, good luck, guys. I mean, we'll see how it works out.
I hate how it has to come down to this. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, what I really hate about ultimatums, and speaking of takedowns and stuff like that, is we're going to probably see an attempt of a takedown of Meredith Marks and Lisa Barlow this season on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. We saw the ultimatum game already happen in what was one of the best seasons of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, which was season 5? When was Monica on? Because just threw everyone sideways. You know what I mean? And I think the next season would have been better if we had that story continue, where you have some kind of reconciliation. You have some kind of like moment, or people getting past things that have been said, you know? And so that's why I don't like ultimatums. But in this instance, like I said, you know, we have too many friends of. It's just like on Miami, we have too many friends of. It's when the husbands, I'm sorry, not husbands, when the boyfriends get involved, it becomes a little crazy.
Finicky. All right. So I think that we can wrap it up for OC. We're going to see how this plays out the rest of the week. We're going to see what this upcoming episode looks like. I think that Tamra's going to lose her shit on Gretchen, and I'm sure we'll be back to talk about all of it. But since Jason gave us the perfect segue, we got to talk about Miami and everything that people are talking about right now. This is not shocking to me. Do you want to kick this one off or no?
Well, I don't know which part of it. This is the best and my favorite franchise of The Real Housewives. I love Miami. They do not have to do the work or the pre-produced bullshit that we saw on the first episode of The Real Housewives of Salt Lake. They just have it. You know what I mean? But there is talk now of a cast shakeup for season 8, which I think they would be adding 2 girls. And right now, I think Kiki, Adriana, Julia, and Gertie do not have contracts for next season, according to I forgot who that was. According, you did a video on it, right? And Tyler did a great article on upandadamlive.com about it and linked everything. But I think you're actually right. Last time we were talking, I think it was Friday, and you were saying I think Julia's time on the show is up. You know, and I was like, no, maybe we can, maybe we whatever. But when this came out, it kind of made me excited, because I think we do need to like switch up the energy a little bit, just a little bit, you know?
I think it's time to have some heavier players. And I think that I think that especially with like Julia and stuff, we've exhausted this. I do think, which we said last Friday, I feel as though because Julia is our one cast member who represents the LGBT community, I think that people would think that she's automatically safe. I don't think it should be like that. Just because she's our only lesbian cast member, I don't think that should mean that you're safe. It's a show. There's so many other people that could fill that position who I think would be so much more dynamic. They would be engaging and they would be fun to watch. And where Julia really lost me this season was I feel like she didn't stay authentic to herself. I feel like she wanted to flip-flop in order to go with what Adriana called the cool girls in order to solidify her position. And I think that all of it was a flop, on top of now knowing that it's been 2-3 times where you're like throwing things across the table like a wild
like
person.
An animal.
Like an animal.
Like an animal. I mean? You know, okay, listen, you're lesbian, great. You're married to Martina, great. You know, like it only lasts so long. If you have nothing else to give, then just, you know, that it's not, you know, and she doesn't play the board well.
No.
You know, the throwing of the drink, not a good look. The flip-flop, like you just said, running from Stephanie straight to Alexia and Marisol and like doing the tattletale bullshit. Like, it just is like, what are we trying to do? She amps things up for no reason. I think that it's just not fun. I think she is, and what we're witnessing is the desperation of just holding that position. You know? So
if out of the 4, if in fact this report is true, and Kiki, Adriana, Gertie and Julia are up to get rid of. We're getting rid of 2. Who are you losing from the show?
If we're getting ready from, because I wait, so Julia and Gertie are really the only full-time cast members that are kind of up for that, right? According to that one article. Report. Yeah.
Right.
I'm okay. Like Julia and Gertie, I'm good on, to be honest with you. Adriana, I don't think you can get rid of her because she just adds so much chaos, you know? And
she's a good antagonist.
I don't think we can get rid of Kiki because she's like the best friend we've ever had on a show.
Well, you know, and Kiki also gives me Dolores vibes in the sense that she's a good balance for everybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Adriana gets in her feelings and she's an antagonist. 2 things that I didn't like from Adriana this season, whether, you know, people want to argue this with me or not. I think that when you make a mistake or you say something, you really have to walk that shit back and you have to own it, right? And sometimes when you have a camera on you and you're in that moment, you might say something, but once the camera's on and it's recording, you don't get to take that back because you signed a contract and it lives out there. But the minute that you said ratchet, instead of going through and saying like, well, I said wretched or whatever, she should have just been like, you know, I didn't actually know the full, like, if that would be offensive or not. I'm sorry, whatever, walk it back, but not double down and then go and try to say that Kiki was trying to paint you as a racist. Now I hate that.
Right.
I'm like,
that's
and then
not don't bring your only black friend to do that for you, to do the dirty work for you. That's not cool.
I don't,
you know what I mean? That's weird. That's weird. It's weird. We don't like that.
It's weird.
That's a no. Okay. So for next season, that's a no. Don't do that. Don't do that weird shit.
And then please. I also saw where it came out, and this was a report, and I haven't seen it. Obviously I haven't seen the text messages, but it was Larsa who said Jody was texting her like, I can get you fired, writing her crazy things. And she put this out there and people were really shocked by it. Now, again, we didn't see those text messages, right? But if in fact that is true, I have a problem with that. Like that goes back to Slade, or it goes back to like, why are the guys getting involved with the women?
Again, they're not husbands, okay?
Right.
They're not husbands of, right? John, God, what is his name? John Jansen.
John Jansen,
with that funny face. Yeah, he is a boyfriend, or was, right?
Fiance now,
he's not married. Is he married to Alexis Polino?
No, it's coming up.
Oh, okay. Still. And then, you know, you have other people who cause problems. I don't know. It's weird coming from a not husband. And also, I don't know who this guy is to say to like a cast member of a show, like, I'm going to get you fired. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Well, this is why I like the husbands really to stay out of things, but really the boyfriends should really stay the hell out of things because they're not.
And that's the other part about the Slade stuff, talking to Katie Janela's husband, Matt, when they were filming, saying, well, I'm on the other line right now with Alex Baskin and I know what's going on. And I'm talking to the producers and I like, again, it's too much. I didn't see the text messages. I did, you know, like over the weekend, I did receive a message from one of the Bravo talent members who they were not happy with me talking about topics like this, which I think is crazy because that's what are they doing on Two T's in a Pod? What are they doing on My Friend, My Soulmate, My Podcast? What are they doing on Shenanigans or Untraditionally Lala, whatever? It's like you're talking about the things that we're watching on the show. You sign a contract for your life to be on the show. I had this person, and I shared the text messages with Jason. I'm going to be very vague about it though, but it seemed like it just had like this aggressive tone to it. And I don't know what came over me, you guys. I just in that moment was like, one, you don't get to talk to me like that because I don't talk to you like that. I'm treating you with respect. You can talk to me with respect. And two, I'm not the one who put this out there. This was out there. So instead of coming at me, or if you're going to come at me, then I think that you should go after every single like content creator, media outlet, and platform that's covering this. They're like, well, I mean,
obviously this person has enough time to take their time out of their day to write you a very, very long text message, but not enough time to do a Google search to see where this information was sourced from. That to me is just negligent, and it just doesn't makes sense.
Which is what I said in the message back. I said, you are a business person and you can fully use ChatGPT, AI, and all of the other things and just do your own due diligence and find it for yourself, especially if it pertains to you and your situation. That's on you. That's not on me. Totally. I mean, unless I went on and I was just doing what Gretchen did to Tamra and I said something so definitively, then yes, that would be problematic. That's different.
Well, you can't make speculation fact. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what we steer clear of too, because a lot of it is just speculation at the end of the day.
A lot of it is just speculation. Well, okay. We're going to leave you guys alone in Miami. At the end of the day, though, I had to choose 2 people who would be replaced. I'm
the boyfriends,
you guys.
Jody.
I'm going with Jody and Julia. So there we go.
Yeah,
let's take a couple.
I feel like that the friendship ended with their time on the show. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and I still just want to see what the bombshell is at the reunion.
Isn't there more than one?
This week is the finale.
Yeah, that's insane. I thought there were more than one. Who has a good insight to that is Tyler. He just did an article on Miami Guys up at AdamLive.com. I'm going to go ahead and throw it out there and pitch it. But he wrote a really good thing, and he was saying that there are some big bombshells that he thinks are leading to what could be the cast shakeup of season 8. So I don't know exactly what those are. I know we've heard that there is a big one. I still don't know what that is. We've speculated a million times. It could have to do with Alexia and Todd. It could. I don't know.
Right. So no, I mean, we will see. We will see. But yeah, definitely you guys go to upandadamlive.com and get your funny little witty banter because it all lives right there. But you know who else had something to say about what's going on Real Housewives of Miami? And I thoroughly enjoyed this. It's our girls over at 2 Teas in a Pod. Here we go.
Jody surprises Lisa with a date night.
Nothing like dinner in the backyard to think, oh, here comes a proposal.
Here we go.
How annoyed would you be if somebody you're dating said that on national TV? If you had a little bit more substance, I probably would marry you.
I think when she brought it up the last time, she maybe should have let it go and let him bring it up the next time because this one backfired. Do you think it's a fair compromise that would be getting them engaged if she were to go to therapy and try to work on those things?
Yeah, I do think so.
I'm just surprised they didn't have this conversation in private prior.
You know what? That's the beauty of reality TV. Sometimes it forces you to have conversations.
Jody,
okay, and the other one I just wanted to play really quick.
That's a great point, though. It does. I love that from Tamra.
No, I thought that actually I loved the clip.
Do you think at this point Julia even likes Adriana at all?
I don't know if something happened off season or if she saw that Adriana got so much hate that she decided to jump ship and become friends with the cool girls.
Julia says it's difficult to be around her because she's not fun anymore.
I feel, just from experience that when you are outspoken and when you are the one that causes a lot of drama on the show and then you pull back, which is happening to me right now, people are going to poke at you to try to get you to explode. By her pulling in Carol into this mess, it was kind of cringe. I think that she made up the racism accusation. Kiki's like, I never called you a racist on or off camera.
So somebody must be in her ear. Now she's out to try to defend herself, but all she's doing is making herself look worse.
I think Adriana played it all wrong.
Totally. We just talked about that. Absolutely. To a T, but also a very, very awkward conversation. I think it's very interesting to see Jody on TV say, after she asked for a ring and the next, what comes next, what should come next in their relationship. Well, I just don't know what did he say? Something about, you're not going to cause chaos. Okay. Why were you with her for so long during this divorce? I don't understand it. It's very uncomfortable. It's weird. And I feel like, I don't know if it's Lisa's fault at all, but she always kind of gets the short end of the stick when it comes to these men because they like her for a little bit and it's almost like they throw her to the side. You know what I mean? And I feel like, what is she not worthy enough? You've been with her for so long. You went through a divorce with her. Her kids are at your house eating dinner with their nanny. What is the next step?
Yeah.
Huh?
I said that's their house. They split the rent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, their house. Their whatever. Yeah.
But what I was going to say really quick
I want to say the wrong thing here.
I know.
Sorry.
I know.
I want to get bullied. Yeah.
But what I wanted to say about that too is I'm going to defend Jody in this instance because I think he was there from the very jump. You know, he was friends with them when she was in her marriage to Lenny, right? They all knew each other. And I think that he really stuck through a lot of those times that were hard for her with the hopes that all of the turmoil, all of the angst and everything, once this divorce is settled, like we can go and we can start living a happy life with all of this stress out of it. And I think what he's trying to say right now, you know, it wasn't just like the divorce. Like if you have an issue with Larsa or whatever the case is, like we're driving down the road, you're yelling at me, or like walking down the hall and you're like, you know, kind of get out of the way and you get upset with me. Like these are
but who's texting? Oh, I'm sorry. Who's texting Larsa that, you know, he can get her fired? So the road goes both ways, friend. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, but then I'm wondering too, is it because you're dealing with this like chaotic situation and then all of a sudden you're like, you know what, I'm going to pick up the phone and I'm going to say something now because now it's affecting my life. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like you're not a full-time cast member. You're not married. You're not one of the husbands. You are a boyfriend. So I don't know why it would be their place to text a cast member of a show, talent of the show, and say that. Like, I don't get it. It's giving me Slade vibes. Slade vibes. I'm telling you.
Oh, okay. Before we end up moving on, you guys, we're going to take some of these questions that Jason has put off to the side for us. By the way, thanks, Jason, for gifting memberships.
Oh, yeah. And now you guys can gift me a very lovely gift. Just hit that like button. We have 380 in the room. Thank you. Yeah. Love you guys. And I love being Monday. It's a great way to start the week.
We like a good Monday. Monday vibes.
Yeah.
Max V, which one of you would do the housewife swap and which housewife would you want to swap with? Jason would probably send my ass away. And then you would probably just want...
Okay, yeah.
I feel like you would just want like Caroline Stanberry or somebody.
Absolutely. Yeah, because we just
be like, just send Caroline here, and then Caroline would show up to the house and she'd be like, darling, where am I supposed to put my stuff? Like, but this is the size of my closet. You know what I mean?
Where's the elevator?
And then I would just go hang out with Sergio and he'd be like, honey. I'd be like, yeah, it's me. I'm honey for the week. Honey.
He'd be like, no, you're horrible.
Judy Goldfarb, is Real Housewives of London coming to Bravo? Well, they have Ladies of London coming. If anything, we just hope that Real Housewives of London goes to Peacock because it's not going to be on Bravo.
Yeah. And it like I said before, it is the only housewife franchise where Andy Cohen is not an executive producer. This is totally Hey You. Hey You is doing this for the first time. They aren't even, like they have other housewives, like the Real Housewives of Durban and Cheshire, which finished. But this is the first time Hey You has done it by themselves. So hopefully Peacock, because that is also part of NBC, like Hey You. I hope we can watch it there because I think it's worth it. And we have seen some other housewives that have been on Hey You come onto Peacock as well. So,
right. Well,
let's see.
Jerry said, is this our Jerry from here? Jerry and Jerry? Do you think Teresa will be let go from Real Housewives in New Jersey? I'm about to play a clip. Brace yourselves, you guys. It's going to be about like 2 minutes or so, but I want to get into Jersey in a second. So we'll talk about that. And then hello, Steph B. Over here in London while we're delaying dinner for this. Thank you, Adam and Jason. You're both brilliant.
Love you.
We love this. We love you. Thank you so much, Steph B. Lisa Cornish. Thank you so much. Math. Jason, did you cry at the end of Downton?
Oh my God. I loved Downton Abbey. I know this is going to be so weird for people listening on the podcast, but we're taking questions in the live chat. And Downton Abbey, I was kind of like, this is kind of crazy. They're doing another film. We're actually wrapping it up. How can they do this? And it was so well done. Like, it was so heartfelt. It was so good. Yeah, I did almost cry. I didn't cry because I had a little too much red wine and I was with my mom, so I didn't want to cry. But
you told me you didn't have any red wine.
Very good. Oh, okay. Well,
okay. Bitch. All right, guys. So we're going to move on over to Teresa Giudice really quick because everybody's wondering about this. And at first, people really didn't know what is she saying? Like, are we willing to put things behind us? Are we not? We were waiting to really just hear her talk about it, not just have somebody coach her through a conversation. Because on Jeff Lewis Live, he was saying, I think you should make things better. I think that you should have some sort of resolution. She's like, yeah, well, you never know. But it was somebody else really driving that conversation. Now, for the first time, we get to hear what she says about it. Here we go.
Everybody's saying,
yeah, with Jeff Lewis asking you about your brother and sister-in-law and coming back.
And
yes.
Before,
we actually did have a question about that. It was the next question. So go ahead.
Let's okay. What was the question? Asking
you if you could kind of expand more on what you were talking about with Jeff Lewis about your family.
I mean, he just asked me if we would like, is there like, what did he say? Do you think you would ever make up with your brother? Is that what he said?
Basically, yeah. I mean, paraphrasing.
Yeah. And the thing is, before I was very adamant with, and I was just like, absolutely not. And I know everyone's saying now, oh my gosh, she's saying it because she's desperate, because she needs a job. That's not the case. I mean, there's things that there's reasons why I'm saying it, but listen, it's like an olive branch. I'm just saying never say never.
Yeah,
that's it.
It's growth, and you've had people say
thank you, because before I was just like absolutely not.
Right.
But the older I'm getting, like I said, there's things that have happened that I don't want to get into right now, but maybe eventually I will. We'll see. But that have changed my mind. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. But it's okay. You know, and I see what and right away, like I see what she's saying, which is fine. Like I'm just saying my door is cracked open. I just said never say never.
And that should be a great thing for people. The same people that are saying that to you, are the same ones that couldn't believe you're not talking to your brother. And now you're swinging around. And so it's just haters being haters. And
thank you. And that's all I'm saying, because you know what? I'm all about, I'm a mom first. So I always want to do the right thing and like be a good example for my children. That's like the number one thing. And listen, we could rehash things. And then where's that going to get us? Nowhere. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you can't rehash things. You just have to like let the past go and move forward. So I want to be, the reason, why I said that, it's like again, I just want to be a good example to my children. And also a lot of people do look up to me out there, and I want to be a good example to everyone out there. So I don't want to be so like.
Got it. Okay.
Sorry. It just took like an hour to get that out. Like,
no. I mean, we played it. Listen, we played the clip for 2 minutes.
I know it felt like literally like the whole time we've been on this live. Like, finish the sentence. Let us know what you're thinking, please, girl. Okay.
My 3 theories are either 1, because when Andy Cohen was taking fan questions at Watch What Happens Live, and one of the fans asked him, Monica or Jen, he was like, I never want to see Jen again. Right. Then they said, who is your Mount Rushmore of housewives? And he said, Teresa, Kyle, and named like 2 others, Luann and somebody else. And so he loves Teresa. We understand Teresa has given a lot to the show. She had babies on the show, got divorced on the show, married on the show, arrested on the show, released, her husband deported, all of these things on the show. Right. And then her family dynamics. But
a very big new marriage.
Yep. The new marriage. He loves her. So I think either 1, Andy Cohen reached out and said, we have no other choice unless you fix this. You know what I mean? Or 2, I think, it's because you want the job back, and she commands a massive paycheck from that franchise. And clearly with the debts and stuff, like you want the money, you know what I mean? Or 3, when she says, well, there's other things that I don't really want to get into right now, and I don't really want to talk about those things. It makes me wonder if there's other things that are happening at home. Because I feel like I haven't seen Louis with Teresa in forever,
I think like with the whole Todd shit and stuff too, like we're kind of keeping him in a corner a little bit. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just a little bit.
So, Jerry, just to answer your question, we'll see. I mean, if she's opening the door like that, then she'll probably be back. I
mean, here's the thing. I say this a lot, but it is true. Like, I can't imagine Beverly Hills without Kyle. She is the face of Beverly Hills, whether you like her or not. And a lot of people like her. And the same with Teresa. Would I love to see some reconciliation? We've all been waiting like a decade for it with Melissa and Teresa. You know what I mean?
Right.
Does she seem more calm now than she's ever been? Absolutely. I don't know. She can't get a sentence out, but she's calm. She's calm
right now. I mean, usually she had a whole podcast called Namaste Bitches. Namaste Bitches. Like, she's like, I'm all about love, love, love. And then she's like, bitch,
and then she canned her co-host.
Yeah. I mean,
so namaste that bitch. No, she was gone.
But no, and also too, you have different situations where some of the other cast members don't want to be around Louis, especially after what happened, the last season that he was on and those little hot mic moments and stuff, and then co-signing the whole Todd Napola situation. It could be a liability. So
it is a liability.
We're going to wait and see.
It is a liability. So absolutely.
Matt, Teresa has said some pretty messed up things about Melissa. Do you think they can brush it under the carpet? No. I think that let me just say this, you guys. There's probably like a handful of people that I really cannot stand. Like, I just can't. I don't hate anybody, but I can't stand them. If you put me in a room with a 7-figure paycheck, my God, we'll be best friends. Like, you're amazing. Yes, oh my God, it's so good to see you. Is it? Well, no, not really. I actually don't like your ass, but smile to the camera. I'm getting my bag. Yeah, that's exactly what I would do. I'm not going to let you get in the way of me and my money,
I mean, the timing is kind of says everything to me. It's like, okay, right at this moment, now there is some possible reconciliation. At this moment, the olive branch. She didn't know what that means. Like, she was like, I'm presenting an olive branch. That's what you should say. I'm presenting an olive branch. If they take it, they take it. If they don't, they don't. But I think you might be right and hit the nail on the head, Adam. I think that maybe there was a bigger conversation happening behind closed doors that we need to get this shit together. You guys are the show. Whether you like it or not, Melissa and Teresa, this has been the story forever. Plus, this is the only Housewives franchise where I love seeing the husbands involved, where it would be great to see some reconciliation. Fake it till you make it. Let's see something. I think that would be great.
Just like you guys,
the timing is off.
Just throw us off. It's fine.
You saw they were test shooting without you. The timing is weird.
The timing is weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
Real quick before we end up welcoming Gelsey in, which I'm super excited to talk about some Love Island games. I wanted to bring up 2 more topics that we can get through. Since we're talking about bringing back potential OGs, Luann de Lesseps just teased that there is some sort of RHONJ OG spinoff that is being talked about. Yes, please. That's exactly what we want.
I mean, even when she was on Sirius XM with Jabrinda and they were talking about this, just them talking together, just the clips that were posted of them together, it's like, this is easy. Would it an easy thing it would be to do, just to pick up cameras and bring some of the OGs back? Easy.
Exactly. And then the other thing I wanted to talk about is, guys, I can't bring it up on here only because she has me blocked on Instagram. That's what we do when we're adults.
Children.
Guys, we love a good blocking on Instagram. However, it still lives on in the media. And I don't have a Finsta, and I'm not a part of Reality Von T, so I can't see the shit unless the shit's being written about. But it was written about, and Whitney is bringing back her business for the 4th time.
Which one?
Wild Rose Beauty.
The jewelry. Oh, wait, but that's not called Wild Rose anymore. Wasn't it Soul People or Iris and Beau?
Iris and Beau. to Wild Rose Beauty to Soul People
to back to Wild Rose
to Squashed back to Wild Rose Beauty. I don't know, and I am not going to say here, anybody who ever goes out there and wants to be an entrepreneur, guys, it is not easy, or else everybody would do it. I have so much respect for people who are trying to build their businesses. It's hard, right? It's always going to be hard. Or if it wasn't, then everybody would, that's why a lot of people don't even.
It's hard. It's hard, but it's easier with a platform when you have 500,000 people watching you a week. And it looks bad when you're changing over and over and over and over again. And like things get shifty and your business partners like have things to say. And people who have worked for you or were ambassadors for your product have really not great things to say. Then yeah, it starts to look a little weird. You know what I mean? Otherwise, if it was such a great brand and such a great product and such, you have this big talk around it, it is very easy to start a brand when you have, like I said, millions of viewers a season.
Right. When you have a platform already in place. But also too, like, only because I am blocked, you guys, I just urge, if you guys are Whitney Rose fans and Salt Lake City fans, I just urge you to go slide in the comments and say, hey, watch an episode of Shark Tank, because the sharks always sit there and they let you know. Sometimes it's important to take it out back and just can that motherfucker. And you got to move on, or else you're just literally drilling a hole in the bottom of your bank account and you are just losing everything. At some point, you just have to know when to move on. And that's okay.
Agreed. So, but I mean, you know what? It's so crazy to me that the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City did not have such a great viewership for the premiere. And everything felt so produced. And when that was, I was like, what is happening in this episode? And then I saw a comment somewhere and it said this was the most overly produced episode of Real Housewives I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. That's the thing is what I was saying about Monica. Instead of continuing that storyline and that situation over into the next season, we changed everything up. You know what I mean? And then we had to start. Last season was whatever. We have Brittany, Osmond, and then not Osmond. And then, the fake stripper thing showing up. Like, how did you know to call them? You didn't know where you were going or what you were getting into.
Camcorder, the Blair Witch Project.
The camcorder for the Molly Sorensen story. I'm like, what's happening? Lisa not being there. That was probably the best thing Lisa could have ever done, because she would have hated that situation. But what was happening? I feel like this is when the housewives give an ultimatum and say, hey, I don't want to film with this person, but that person is really good for your show. And then you lose that person. Now you start to produce things that you think would be better in that place. And they're actually not, because then when you get too far from reality, it doesn't become good TV.
No, exactly. And, I never really say this, and I love the Salt Lake City housewives for the simple fact that they keep everything under wraps. This is one of those moments that if I didn't already have a concussion at one point, I'd be slamming my head against the table, because it was really hard to get through. And that's not the Salt Lake City that I've ever seen. So I'm just hoping, listen, it's episode 1. Let's just hope that we get back to a better place. We're not down and out yet,
What a choice, though, to try to ice out Lisa and Meredith. I really want to see how the season is going to end. What a choice.
All right. Well, Jason, do you think that we should bring up Gelsey?
Yeah, let's bring up Gelsey.
All right. So, guys, we're going to bring up Gelsey, who's going to give us an update on Love Island, which is the #1 streaming reality TV show that ended up just branching out, like Bachelor turned into Bachelor in Paradise. Love Island. We have Love Island Games, and Gelsey's been covering it on Up and Adam
and
channel.
You have like Love Island every country you could possibly think of.
Oh, like, yeah. And also it's like, it's so many episodes a week. And I've been seeing Gelsey's recaps and I'm like, one, Gelsey looks like a new bombshell just entered the villa. Like, she's coming in, like, she looks stunning. She's hitting all of the notes, and she's really kind of like educating me on it without having to watch it. So I'm like, okay,
seriously,
let's bring on Gelsey. Hello.
Hi,
Gelsey.
Hi, Gelsey. Happy Monday.
Thanks. I forgot it was Monday. You said that. I was like, oh yeah, because that's my life.
Well, like, also you're covering. Okay. You're covering Love Island Games every single day. Like every episode, you're covering it. And it's so good because it's just a quick coverage of like, okay, this is what happened, whatever. And it's very, when you're entrenched in a show like this, it's hard to keep up with what day it is.
What day it is, because normally I'm used to like doing Anchor Watch with you where we just have once a week. The show drops Monday night. We do Anchor Watch Tuesday. It's cheeky. And I'm like, great, it's Tuesday. But literally Love Island Games, this is the first time I've been with a show so intensely that is every single night, except for, Saturday night they do their little After Sun program. And then Wednesday nights they take a break. But my brain is like, what day? Is it Thursday? Like, I don't know. Yeah, it's great. Love it. No, it's fun though. It's been a lot of fun.
I mean, it just kind of also blows my mind too, because if you think about some of these other shows like Below Deck and stuff, it takes them, they film the shows for maybe like a month and a half, 2 months, and then it takes them like 4 months to edit it. The fact that like Love Island, they are putting the episodes out so intensely back to back. I'm like, who's in control of this editing? Because I feel like we would have all of our other favorite Bravo shows out so much quicker.
Mm-hmm. It literally is insane. And like the editing is really good. Like the production value, it's cheesy. At the end of the day, anything I'm going to say, guys, like it's freaking Love Island. Like it's stupid in the best way. It's a dumb show. A part of me is like, I don't understand why it's the #1 watch show with like, 500 million viewers, this, that. But then, I'm in it and I'm like, oh my God, what did she just say? And I was like, oh shit, I'm one of them. Like it sucks you in. Like this just kind of cheesy, stupid drama is fun to watch, but it's insane how quickly they're turning around on production and the editing, and they've got the cheesy narrator Ian, and it's great. It's a lot of fun, but I am impressed with their production team. I mean, that's what you got when you get Peacock money. Hey.
And I also think too, when you're saying it's cheesy and it's silly and it's all of it's just mindless TV,
Mm-hmm.
and that takes you back because some of these other shows have just become so toxic where it's like affairs and cheating and lawsuits and prison time, and this is just like, oh, you can sit back and grab a glass of Prosecco and be like, okay, well, let me just escape into this show.
Exactly. Like there's not any, like there is drama obviously, and that's why we watch it, but the drama is all happening in front of you, and it's like, oh my God, they were in a couple, but then she kissed him, and like it's like elementary playground drama that we love. And like you said, it's not that deep. It's a good way to end your night, just being like, it's fun to focus our energy on someone else's drama. That is why reality TV does so well. But Bravo's a little heavy in the best way, but a lot of, like you said, lawsuits and jail time, and that stresses me out. I
have to ask you this question now that we got through the season of Below Deck, season 12, which I think we have now decided after season 9 is now the worst season of Below Deck we've ever seen. Oof. Which is our favorite show, so it kind of sucks. But Reality Diamond, Freddie asked, do we think NBC put Soleil on Below Deck so they could put her on Love Island Games? I feel like Below Deck for her was just a holdover to go to Love Island Games. It's weird. Yeah. And how is she doing on the show?
So funny enough,
compared to Below Deck.
So I've been saying I don't like her. Like the whole time she's been on Love Island Games, I already had a bad taste in my mouth because of Below Deck. I mean, we all know, anyone that watched it, she was horrible. And they didn't fire her because I do think, Jason, you and I talked about it, that I think there was some contract between her and the production team that they were going to keep her on the whole time. But she is a lot more. There's in no other world of Below Deck have they ever kept someone that's performed so poorly. Like it
and
just
drank so much on the job. She drank on the job 3 times on camera. What?
Yeah. Like, bye, girl. But this Love Island is definitely more palatable for her because this is much more her speed, much more. She's a little snarky and bratty, but some of the girls are worse. So she doesn't seem that awful. So it's like put her in her realm of like not a boat full of hardworking people, but put her on a little villa full of sluts. She's going to thrive. And that's why I think she does so well. Like, I mean, it just is, but she still said
like,
something and she still wasn't my favorite. Fortunately, last night was the first night that America voted in to vote out a couple on Love Island, and she got voted off.
They vote people. Wait, yep. She got voted off?
She's gone. Last night, her and her partner Mert, which I didn't like him either. He was just very quiet because he didn't speak a lot of English. They got voted off. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what?
That probably, I bet you, was also a result of people not liking her on Below Deck. Like she 100%. Just became, you know, you put a target on your back. Sometimes less is more. And like when you start spreading yourself into all of these other things and you know, like people start just like coming up with their ideas. And a lot of fans too, Bravo fans, Peacock fans, reality TV fans, they don't like when you cross over. For example, like we have a friend, Ali Luber, who was on Vanderpump Rules, and people wanted to know, because she spent her summer in Charleston, is she going to be doing Southern Hospitality? The fan feedback was so aggressive towards her. We don't want her on the show. She's so desperate. She's so thirsty. And she was like America's sweetheart on that show. People just loved her because she was the sweetest person. And now everybody just turned on her because they think she's desperate. I'm like, wow, people really just, no one's safe.
Which is it literally, which is insane, because I'm like, do you understand that these reality stars, like this is their job and there's only so many reality shows. So they're not desperate. They're being a smart businesswoman of their business and job, which is to be a TV personality. So of course they're going to start popping up on other shows, game shows. Like it's not being desperate. It's being smart and being like, okay, where's the work? How do I keep my name relevant and trending so that I can launch my skincare product or whatever the hell they want?
Yeah.
That's what it's
I have
about.
another question for you too, because like Bachelor and Bachelorette, it at first when it started, I felt like it was a good show and it had such a cult following. But then once social media and the brand deals and everything, like the last maybe 5, 6, 7 seasons, once those really started rolling in for the contestants after they were getting kicked off the show, or if they were making it into like the final rounds, they were making so much money. They were getting so many different opportunities. Do you think the people who come on to Love Island, like really do any of these people ever genuinely want to find a connection? Or are they like, no, this is going to give me stardom?
Oh,
I think it's a mix. I literally had this conversation last night because I was looking at all of their Instagram. There's like one girl, like two of them, like Solange and this girl Garby, who's freaking adorable. They've got like 20 to 30,000 followers on Instagram. Everyone else is 200 up to like 8 to 900,000 followers because all of them have been on Love Island before. So they have so many, like this has given them all a platform that is insane. Some of the men were pro athletes before. So the ones with the highest ones were soccer players. And that's kind of where I think they got their following. But 100%, I think it's funny if you look at like any game show or reality dating show back in like the early thousands, like when Bachelor and Bachelorette started, it was to go on, maybe to get, 15 minutes of fame, but just to have that TV time and find love. But now with Instagram, social media platforms, brand deals, like you said, I think this is a great way to get launched. And yeah, maybe for like the time being, they'll get caught up with quote unquote wanting to find a connection. And I think some of them do like each other. You can tell some of the connections are genuine, but at the end of the day, especially on Love Island games, like they're all in the confessionals, like I'm here to win, and they can win $250,000 is what's at stake now. So a lot of them, when they found that out, was like, screw love. Like if it happens, it happens, but I want the money. And I was like, okay.
It's crazy because they've all appeared on some kind of Love Island, whether it's Love Island France, Love Island UK,
Malta,
Love Island Malta. Who knew? Like I'm wondering why Tunisia doesn't have one. Maybe they do. I don't know. But like, yeah, it's kind of crazy to me. But we, Adam, we had friends who were trying to be on The Bachelor, one of the girls, just to get on TV. They weren't even interested in finding love. You know what I mean? So they would go through the interview process and fake it. And it's really hard for casting to like know what to do with people sometimes,
Yeah, 100%. I would fake it if my goal was to get onto Love Island or Bachelor. I'm unfortunately the harsh moment of truth last night when I realized if I ever wanted to get on Love Island, I'm too old. I can't.
You've aged out.
I aged out of Love Island. I was like, damn. Not that I'd want to, but like, shit. I need to like start looking at like Bachelor would be my only option because everyone's in their 30s, and then I'm like, is it Golden Bachelor time? Like, am I there? No.
Okay, don't age yourself that much.
Yet.
I know, I'm not. But they are. I Love Island, they're all in their 20s, which, a little side note, it only works with people in their 20s because when you start hitting your 30s and you start dating and like you're a little more mature and you're not thinking with your dick or just wanting the attention. So it's like, that's how everyone in their 20s is. So you can tell in the villa, it's very love, lust in their 20s. Like it would only work with that immaturity that they all have versus someone that's a little bit emotionally more mature. Would you see, I watched the last season of Bachelor in Paradise, and it's the same idea and like the same layout as Love Island, but they were more mature. And so it was interesting kind of watching them navigate versus now Love Island games where it is a bunch of 20-something-year-olds. But yeah, I would lie in the casting audition process, or like, I wouldn't be like, I just want to be famous. Like anyone, if you're smart and know how to play the game, you tell them what they want to hear. So I don't know how casting, I mean, at this point, I think it's just finding people that are good TV, charismatic, have a fat ass in a good way with a PH, and are hot and have a good following. I mean, that's the moneymaker right there for everybody.
Well, guys, I can bring the ass. No, I'm kidding. No, what I was going to say too is the girl that Jason was talking about, I forgot her name, but we had a girl who worked at TomTom, and she had a boyfriend and everything, and she ended up getting on the show. She had this like little sidebar conversation with her boyfriend. They understood that they deleted their social media, that they were going to like keep this under wrap, see how far she could get through, you know, the process. And then hopefully she was going to come out of it on top. And I forgot her name. She was such an asshole to everybody though. She was just like, I was like, you're going to go so far because you're so heinous and nasty to everyone and you're gorgeous. So this, like, you can't be, thank God you look like you to be so mean. But yeah, I mean, you just do what you got to do to get on the show, I guess.
She clearly didn't do that well if you can't remember her name. So, ooh.
Well, there you go. I want to bring this up really quick. From Judy, she says, when does Anchor Watch come back, or when do we resume? We will resume next Tuesday. We'll be live for Below Deck Med at noon next Tuesday. But Kelsey, where are we finding all of these recaps of Love Island?
Yeah, you can find all the recaps every single day on the Up and Adam 2 channel. I will be there daily dropping the recaps and my unfiltered opinions. Let's just say that.
Yeah, love it. That means if you're not a part of Up and Adam channel 2, you can look up here in the corner, but it's going to be the one that looks like the little rainbow version of the logo. Go to Up and Adam channel 2, check those out. Kelsey's working her ass off on these recaps. She's keeping all of us up to date. And we always say this, it's free. Just hit the like button, show some love and support, because it's a lot to watch. And she's saving you from having to watch the entire thing.
All of it. Yeah. Like if you miss an episode, catch the 12 minutes with Kelsey. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. All right. I feel like I think we covered everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
My God.
Monday. Okay. It's a good Monday.
It's a good Monday, you guys. All right, we're going to wait and see if other stories come out. And as they do, we'll be posting them. Make sure you guys go to upandadamlive.com because we have our amazing writers also putting stories up there. Up and Adam channel 2, we'll have videos and all of the Love Island game recaps as well with Kelsey. And then over here, we still have the polls and everything in between. And if you guys are listening to this on the podcast, then drop us a review and let us know what you think, what you like and what you don't. Just as long as you keep it 5 stars. We really appreciate that. All right. Bye, guys. Happy Monday. See you later.